Our first candidate is Jodi Calahoo Stonehouse. She's a proud member of the Michelle First Nation, and in 2023, Jodi made history as Alberta's first ever First Nations woman elected to the Legislative Assembly representing Edmonton-Rutherford. Prior to being elected MLA, she served 2 terms as councillor in the Michelle First Nation, was the executive director of the Yellowhead Indigenous Education Foundation, and was also a commissioner on the Edmonton Police Commission. Please join me in welcoming Jodi Calahoo Stonehouse.
Tansatoya, Sherwood Park. Wow, look at your beautiful faces. Many of you I have met before. I have had the privilege and the honor of having discussions. And some of you I've never seen before. And some of you I love and care about very deeply. So I'm grateful to be here on these lands, and I'm grateful to be here with each of you. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in a small town, Onaway, and my grandfather was my best friend. And I'm so grateful for what he taught me about the land and the water. When I was 6 years old, I would get up, go sit at the table, and he would say, "How's my lawyer today?" And we would head out on the trap line, and we would fish, and we would smoke fish. And in my lifetime, I have watched the erosion of the river. I have watched the fish that I caught as a child become uneatable. This is not what I want my grandchildren to inherit. This is not the future we want for all of our grandchildren. So we came up with a policy, my team and I. Our first policy is around water. It is undeniably the most precious resource we have in this province. And my grandfather would tell me when I was a little girl, you know, water is life. Without water, the fish can't swim, the birds can't bathe in the water, the ducks. And if we think about our economic systems, if we think about hydrogen, oil and gas, our irrigation systems, every single one of our economic systems needs water to sustain itself. And we don't have a plan. We are going to be heading into the largest drought this province has ever seen. And if we look at the scientific data that talks about climate change, it's not going to get any better anytime soon. Water must be managed, which means we need policy, and we need to sit down with First Nations, we need to sit down with ranchers, we need to sit down with farmers, we need to sit down with industry, and we co-create and co-design a policy so we ensure that people have drinking water, that we are growing the corn to feed the cows, because this is the reality of where we're headed. Economic diversification and stabilizing our economy is fundamental in repairing our healthcare system, our education system, all of the broken, fragmented systems that have been neglected cannot be fixed without money. So we have to make sure we're diversifying our economy, moving to net zero. The rest of the world Norway, Alaska, they came and studied our oil and gas process and did it better. They've invested their royalties into net zero. Norway has 72% of their total power through geothermal. We are experts at geothermal. We need to become experts in separating the selenium. This is an investment. We need to be innovative. We have to invest in our post-secondary institutions. Why have we not figured out how to take out methyl mercury in water? We know the polycyclical aerohydrocarbons that are coming out of the SAGD process from our oil gas have carcinogens. Why have we not invested in our post-secondary science students to figure out a way to solve these problems? So I am running to be premier, but first I'll be the leader of the party because we have a mess to clean up. It's not going to be fancy. It's not going to be luxurious like the 1980s. the 80s were great until we lost Gretzky. Then it was downhill from there. But it's really about rolling up our sleeves and being the government that's going to clean up the mess. Our first responders, we have got to take care of those who take care of us. And that includes our seniors, the people who built the very foundation that we walk on and that we get to sit in these luxurious rooms because they contributed to our society. So that's the work. It's about looking after the water, looking after industry, and then taking care of our people. Healthcare, education, all of those systems that our children, we want our children to thrive. We want our children to be able to go outside in the summertime when there's no smoke in the atmosphere. We know the forest fires are coming. What is the plan? We know they are coming again, and it's because of lightning. We know this. The scientific data has shown us this, has proved us this. What is the plan? How are we going to get herds off their crops? How are we going to get citizens moved into safe places? What is the plan? How are we going to make sure there's water to put out fires? Last spring up north, they couldn't even dip the bomber planes into the ponds because the ponds were still frozen. We need someone who's ready to respond in crisis because that's what it's going to be. We have to fix the mess, clean it up, and it's not me alone. I stand alongside an extraordinary team of brilliant, compassionate, intelligent experts in so many areas in the province. And we all walk together on the legacy that Rachel and her dad have built. We truly are stronger together, New Democrats. Hi, Eximaga. I'm Jodi Calahoo Stonehouse.
Thank you, Jodi.